is up, guys? So, for those of you that don't know who I am the man behind the Ford Fields Instagram. I'm the one that runs it, posts 99.9% of this stuff. The other guy that used to run it with me, Brandon, I don't know, he just don't mess with it too much anymore. I don't either, but I at least have the courtesy to make a video for y'all. So, basically all I'm doing today is doing a video about my truck. So there it is. This is a 2006 Silverado 2500 HD with the LBZ Duramax diesel and 6-speed Allison 1000 series transmission. It's dirty right now, and the inside is dirty too, so just fair warning. It's in really good shape, very good shape actually. Really the only flaw on the body is right here, and I bought the truck like that. I didn't do that. The truck came with a dent right there, so I said hell with it, just gonna send it, you know. See, there's the logo. Let me show you underneath the hood real quick. It's got the khaki interior in it, which I love. I've always loved white trucks with a tan interior. I've always had a thing for that. So pop the hood to show y'all what she looks like under the hood. Alright, so here is what it looks like underneath the hood. I know the first thing y'all probably notice, I did the turbo resonator delete. It was literally $3 to get a cap, take off the 6.6 turbo diesel resonator thing, and cap at Home Depot, slap it on there, and supposedly makes the turbo louder. I don't know though. It has a SMB cold air intake. I didn't put this on there. The truck came with it. I really don't understand the point of these. It just has one on there for whatever reason. And I did the EGR delete. As you can see, the EGR cooler is gone. So yeah, EGR is no longer there. It has a new turbo on it too. The turbo only has, it's a stock turbo. I'll tell you all about that in just a little bit and why there's a new turbo on here, but it's just a stock Garrett turbo for this motor. Turbo only has probably 10,000 miles on it maybe. It's not very much. And I think the most important mod I've done on this truck is the American flag. One of the guys you'll actually probably be seeing with us on the YouTube channel named Steven, he's one of my good friends. He gave me that flag to fly on my truck, and I'll show you how I got it rigged up. So you got a ratchet strap, the flag sits right here, and the strap holds onto the pole. And this flag has been on here for the past 2,000 or 3,000 miles, and it is yet to move. This flag has stayed there, no problem. So it's also got this bed cover on it. I mean, I'm not too big of a fan of it. It is nice sometimes, but I don't really care, so it's still there. We do have a black oak LED 22-inch light bar mounted on the bumper. This is fairly new. I got it, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I actually bought it from a friend of mine, and we mounted it on there. I guess you can call this an exterior mod, but it does have a 4-inch turbo back MBRP straight pipe on it. There's the tip right there, MBRP. It is 4-inch from the turbo back. The truck came with a muffler on it, an MBRP muffler. I cut it off and welded a piece of a 4-inch pipe on there, and it's 4-inch straight pipe. The one thing I do not like about the truck, there's a few things, and we're going to go over that in just a bit, but I hate the rims. I didn't put these rims on here. I don't know what kind of rims these are. All I know is I hate these rims. I just don't like them. They look ugly as hell. I'm just not too big of a fan of them. Okay, so we're going to start it up. So here's the interior of the truck. Again, it is dirty in here because I've only washed this truck I think twice since I got it, which was a little bit over a year ago. Because the thing is I work part-time in a mud hole, so I can wash it, but it's just going to get muddy as hell the next day, so there's no point in me washing this truck. I mean, I just got my stuff laying in here. I got a Dr. Pepper bottle, Kit Kat wrapper, pair of socks, a boat show ticket, a Buc-ee's cup, you know, so just excuse the not so cleanliness. So one thing I did put on here is an Edge CTS2 Insight. This is not a programmer whatsoever. This adds no power at all to the truck. It is simply just a monitoring system. Here's my little switch for the light bar. It's kind of mounted in a stupid spot, but the genius that installed it for me thought he could mount that switch right there. So there's a pretty little hole in my dash now. I got some Bluetooth. I didn't put the stereo in there, some kind of Kenwood. The truck came like that. I did put the Bluetooth thing on there. It's like $8 at Walmart. Got a boost gauge up here. Both of them work. They are mechanical, EGT gauge, boost gauge. These switches are hooked up to nothing. The truck has 214,228 miles on it. I got it with 178, and I got it in September of last year, or sorry, September of 2017. So here's my boost gauge. With the stock turbo, I'm pushing, I've seen 30 pounds of boost, wide open throttle. I don't run the truck hard though. What kind of mods have I done to the truck besides the ones I showed you outside, like the straight pipe and whatnot? To be 100% honest, there's not really much of performance out of this truck. There is a tune in it. It is a Corey Willis PPEI 100 horsepower trans safe tune. The only purpose for the tune really is to keep the check engine light off because of the EGR being deleted. That is the only purpose that tune serves. Yes, it does add an extra 100 horsepower. Do I run it hard? No, I do not. I baby this. I won't say I baby this truck because I tow with it a lot. But as far as running it down the drag strip like all you fools like to do, no, and you know, doing 0 to 60 boosted launches and all that, no, I don't do all that kind of stuff with it. I just drive it like a normal truck. Those of you that do know the Duramax powertrains, y'all know that when you get a certain amount of horsepower over stock, that Allison transmission will like to start slipping, and I don't want that problem, because once you start slipping, you just might as well get ready to build the transmission. Other than that, there's not really any kind of mods I've done to the truck. EGR delete, straight pipe, deleted the turbo resonator, that tune, the Corey Willis tune. That's really, to the extent, that's really about it as far as mods go. Near future mods, the next mod that will be done to this truck is a lift pump. No, the truck does not starve for fuel. No, it doesn't need a lift pump. Yes, the injectors are perfectly fine, and yes, the injection pump is perfectly fine. But really, I just want to get one just to extend the life of the injection pump and the injectors. I plan to get a fast, probably just a 95 for right now, fast titanium series 95. So that's going to be the next mod. The only other mod I can think of maybe after that is the PCV reroute. To be 100% honest with y'all, I don't really know what it does or what your benefit is from doing a PCV reroute, but almost all the videos I've seen of must-do Duramax mods, they always say do a PCV reroute, so I'm just going to say hell with it. So what kind of problems have I had with the truck since ownership? Okay, this is kind of a little bit of explaining and a longish kind of story. Not that the truck has been problematic to me, but you'll see what I'm saying. So I got the truck with the check engine light on, and when I went and looked at it, I brought a scan tool, and the codes were, one was for the thermostats, which I changed those. Those were like 30 bucks and maybe an hour's worth of work. Changed the thermostats in it, that wasn't a big deal. The other codes were for glow plugs. So I did the glow plugs. Those are, there's only like 3 of them bad, but I went ahead and did all 8 of them. I did AC Delco OEM glow plugs. They were like 100 bucks or so. Those are simple, very easy to change. And then the other code was where I kind of miscalculated on. I had a P0299 code. My thought was the turbo just needed to be cleaned out maybe, which really isn't that big of a deal. I have a shop down here in Alvin that I took it to, and they have this trick where they run this chemical through the turbo and just, I don't know, all that jazz. But so I get a call from that shop that I took it to get that last code cleared, you know, get the turbo cleaned out. They pulled the turbo apart, and the unison ring was broken in half, and the vanes were frozen solid, like they were rusted frozen. So that explains the new turbocharger. So what problems I had besides the problems that I bought with the truck? The first day I got the truck, I had to replace the primer pump, the fuel filter housing. Very common problem on the Duramax. I went to change the fuel filter, the truck wouldn't start, wouldn't get prime. Replace that filter housing thing, and boom, she's ready to roll. Another problem that I had, which was very much my fault, and my kind of not, I mean, I wouldn't say my stupidity, but it wasn't the truck's fault. It was actually this guy's fault right here, this little CTS2. So I got that CTS2 used on eBay, and apparently that dude hadn't used it in a while and hadn't updated it or anything. So when I plugged it into this truck, and I didn't know that it wasn't updated, it shorted out the ECM fuse inside the fuse box. It's not just a little fuse you can pull out, put in. There's an ECM fuse inside the fuse box, and it shorted that out. So I had the whole fuse box replaced, and it was $600 out the door. So that was my fault, kind of Edge's fault actually. I wasn't very happy about that, but everything's good now. And then last but not least, if you own a classic body style Chevrolet truck, or really any kind of Chevrolet SUV truck, whatever, that's like, you know, this kind of body style, you may have been hearing in the video here while I've been talking that clunk, 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 clunk. I've already fixed it, but it came back, and for those of you that know GM, you already know what it is. It is that stupid bushing in the steering column underneath the dash there. I replaced the intermediate steering shaft and that steering column bushing, and it still clunks. It was okay for about a week, and then it just came back. So, you know, I just kind of got myself used to it, because every single GM vehicle that I've been in that is in this year model range has that steering clunk. So honestly, I don't even worry about it too much. But as long as you're not driving a Ford, I guess that's all that matters. Look at that Ford fag. Yeah, you like your little EcoBoost? Get some of this. When I was looking for a Duramax, I wasn't specifically looking for an LBZ. I knew I wanted an LBZ because, you know, for those of you that do know Duramaxes, the LBZ is the motor you want to have. But I was open to an LB7. But I was open to an LB7, you know, that had injectors replaced in it already, or even an LLY. But I happened to find this LBZ for $9,500, so it was kind of a score. I will say one thing about the Duramax is the best sounding Duramax is the LB7. I have a friend of mine has an 03 LB7. Matter of fact, he just did injectors on it. He got an injector stuck open the other day, so he just did injectors on it. Typical LB7. But anyway, I've always loved the sound of the LB7, whether it's straight piped or it's just got the stock exhaust on it. That LB7 has that sound to it I just like. It's just got, I don't know how to explain it. It's my favorite sounding diesel, an LB7 Duramax. I love the sound of an LB7. They're just awesome. So if any of y'all are LB7 guys, let me know in the comments. You know, I like LB7s. If I had, you know, $3,000 to spend on injectors every 100,000 miles, I would have an LB7. There's no doubt about it. I really like the LB7s. They're good. They're good motors. They really are. It's just them injectors, they just don't like to hold up very long. So what kind of numbers am I looking at as far as performance goes? The only time I've ever done a 0 to 60 or quarter mile time is with this machine right here. It actually has performance testing mechanism things on it. My 0 to 60 was 5.7 seconds, and my quarter mile was, I think it was 13.9, I think, or 13.8. I don't know. It was in the mid to high 13s. That was my quarter mile. But again, I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. I was just kind of curious on what kind of, you know, performance it was running. All right, so I already know that y'all gonna want me to punch it, so I'm just gonna give her a quick punch and so y'all can hear how loud she is. Here we go. So that's how she sounds. And believe it or not, with the straight pipe and no EGR and everything, it doesn't roll coal, which I don't care if it rolls coal or not. I'm not one of those gay boys.